What's up, world? It's your girl, Sports Braino, and I'm here with the two brothers.
MC Mo.
And Radio Dario, of course.
And we're here to talk all things sports. No harm, no foul.
Ouch.
Alright, so let's get into today's picks, January 10th. We have the Ravens versus the Titans. Radio Dario, who you going with?
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens with this one. Although I think Derrick Henry is having a phenomenal year. And actually, he's my pick for MVP. I just feel like this is the year Lamar Jackson turns it around and gets his first playoff victory. MC Mo said it in the last segment that we had. Legacies are created. I think this is when Lamar Jackson starts turning his legacy around and creates something special.
It's very interesting that you bring up that word legacy. Because you know who else's legacy is on the line here? Derrick Henry's. And you know what else happened last year when Lamar Jackson had that wonderful MVP season? You know what happened? Guess who put him out of his misery? It was Derrick Henry. So guess what's going to happen? It's going to be a repeat of history. Derrick Henry is going to take Lamar Jackson's lunch, and the Titans are going to move on and advance in the playoffs. That's what I'm calling dial it up.
I gotta agree with you right there on that one, MC Mo. Derrick Henry rushed for 250 yards his last game. The only way the Ravens win this game is if they can stop Derrick Henry, and I don't see that happening. So next, we have the Bears versus the Saints. MC Mo, who you rolling with?
This game is odd in the fact that I think out of all the matchups today, it's the one that's people are least looking forward to because we already know what's going to happen. The Saints are going to play a dominant football game, and it's going to look like the Bears never even had a place to be in the playoffs in the first place. Because in retrospect, are they truly a playoff football team? I think we all can agree, no. And so I thoroughly expect the Saints to go in and handle business today. You got Mike Thomas back. You got Drew Brees, get his favorite weapons. You know how he performs when he got his guy. And I just think with Alvin Kamara, everything's trending up for the Saints to get themselves back to a Super Bowl as Drew Brees does his farewell tour.
I'd like to hear the talk of that.
Oh, wow. Let's see. I'm going to start this off by saying I'm going with the Saints as well because I don't think the Bears belong in the playoffs. Not any stretch of the imagination a believer in Mitchell Trubisky at all. Actually, he's had some pretty decent games of late, but I don't think the Bears are a playoff team. And I think the Saints will control this game pretty easily. But I don't think Saints are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think Drew Brees has that much left in the tank. I think the cliff is very near for Drew Brees.
We'll talk about this more next week.
Do us like that? Okay.
Wow. All right.
Now, of course, y'all already know I'm going with my Saints. Who that nation? But what I would like to see Drew Brees throw for 300 yards today. Mike Thomas back active. And if he can't early on in the game, if I see that he's not old Drew Brees when it comes to his throwing, run the ball. I feel like that's been the mistake in the games that we have lost, is that we were forcing passing. Alvin Kamara is a beast. Let him run the ball. If we see we're in trouble, run the ball.
That just may truly be an issue of Sean Payton's. It's just you can't get out of your own way sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what happens. The next game we have are the Browns and the Steelers. MC Mo?
You know what? The Steelers are going to regret not having beat the Browns that last game of the regular season. They had a chance to really cancel this team out from being in contention. You know, like you didn't have to see them 2 weeks in a row. You didn't. You could have took care of business, sent them going bye-bye, and be looking at a new opponent. But right now, you're looking at a familiar opponent. And not only just a familiar opponent, a divisional opponent. And those are the scariest teams to see in the playoffs because they know you. And it's on these type of games, they pull out wonky things from their playbook neither team has seen before. And we see big plays happen. We go, how did that happen? I think the Browns are loaded with them. Even with their coach not being there, I think he's been at the helm of this for quite some time now. They're going to roll out those gadget plays. They're going to make some magic happen. Be ready to ride the Baker train into the next round of the playoffs.
Wow.
Well, I'll give you my take on this. The Browns haven't made it to the playoffs since 2002. What's the difference in that for them making it this year? It's Kevin Stefanski. Their head coach, their leader, the person that led them into the playoffs this year with his decision making and his leadership. With him being out this game, I gotta go with the Steelers. And I'm kind of riding with that comment Juju Smith-Schuster said, where he said, I think they're the same Bears team I've played every year. Without Kevin Stefanski, I think he's right on the nail with that. So I'm rolling with the Steelers in this one.
I think you just made my argument, though. Keep losing teams losing. They didn't take care of that the last regular season of the game, that last week of the regular season, and that's going to bite them in the butt. I guarantee it.
Well, I can't see the Browns getting it done, MC Wrong. We got Big Ben back. I think also another key thing for the Steelers to win, I think Big Ben needs to have a really good game with Zach Ebron. He's back active. So I think that they'll get the job done together today. Now, Dario, you are, what? How many picks did you get right?
I'm 0 for 3.
0 for 3. 0 for 3. People kind of worried about you, man. You coming through this week?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to come through this today. We're going to get all 3 of them right today. I know we're kind of picking up that steam of Radio Dario. It's the Dario pick of death, but we're going to put an end to that today.
We'll see.